Short but sweet is a pretty appropriate way to describe 2001's Max Payne. It's also a good way of describing the new sequel. It's a game that really fulfills a lot of the same intentions as the original game, and by and large, it's a very satisfying follow-up to the original Max Payne, which is great news for fans of that game. Max Payne offered just an incredible and cinematic shooting experience. It was a little on the short side, but I think history has shown that it was just a really top-notch action game. Other games have tried to do what Max Payne did since then, but haven't really succeeded, not until now anyway, with the release of Max Payne 2, the fall of Max Payne. It's once again a moody and dark tale styled after kind of pulp detective novels or graphic novels. It's got a great storyline that's more complex than what you'd find in just about any other game from any genre, and more importantly, it's got a lot of just really outstanding action sequences. It's very densely packed. The experience is over in about 8 hours, and that's if you kind of stop and smell the roses along the way, so you could kind of breeze through this game if you want to, but fortunately there's some replay value to be found, and just the quality of the action is such that this is a game that's not to be missed. Max Payne 2 is being billed as a film noir love story. Indeed, Max Payne, now a detective, is kind of hot on the trail of this potential love interest of his, Mona Sachs. There's plenty of romantic tension between them, and the two characters are established pretty well through the frequent use of these graphic novel style cutscenes in between the levels. And all in all, this is a story that wraps up a lot of what was started in the first game and just contains numerous twists and turns. In fact, early on you might not really know what's going on, especially if by some chance you didn't play the first game. However, one of the real testaments to the storyline is upon replaying the game, a lot of things that maybe weren't clear at first will start to become clearer, and actually this helps give the game more replay value. After you finish the game once, you do unlock higher difficulty modes as well as a few other modes of play to give the game some extra life. Going through the story for a second time gives you some more perspective on the characters, and really the story sequences and the action in general is so well done that it's certainly worthwhile. The story of Max Payne was memorable, but obviously the most important thing about the game was the action itself, and Max's unique ability to enter into bullet time, to be able to aim and shoot in slow motion and gain this big advantage over his enemies. Bullet time is actually quite a bit different in Max Payne 2 than it was in the original game. It gives the game a different feel now than the first one had, and that helps make this sequel feel like it's not just more of the same old thing. It's definitely got a different tone to the action. Basically, now you're less reliant on the shoot-dodge maneuver where Max dives sideways and blows guys apart while he's doing so. Now, the main use of bullet time is just to trigger it when you're about to enter into combat, and then you just run right into the thick of things and start blowing guys away. And as you kill people in bullet time, the bullet time's potency actually increases, and the world slows down even more, whereas Max himself speeds up. And soon enough, he's just this blur of damage, and you're able to take on small armies this way. The game is less tactical in a way than the original Max Payne. Your primary strategy is just to run in and start blazing, and you know that maybe isn't a realistic tactic for a guy who's heavily outgunned, but it sure lends itself to some pretty insane and intense gun battles. One of the other differences in the gameplay of Max Payne 2 is that now the game features the extensive use of realistic physics. Most of the objects in the game, certainly the bodies of your enemies, will respond realistically to force, such as from explosions or such as from double-barreled shotguns. So when you shoot a guy with a shotgun, you'll see his corpse kind of go flopping through the air like a ragdoll, hence the name ragdoll physics, and Other things such as boxes and tires and paint cans will also be sent flying during firefights, especially when you're lighting things up with grenades or Molotov cocktails and things like that. This gives the action a very kind of dynamic flair to it, so each time you replay one of the bigger shootouts, you're going to see different types of things happen. As one would hope, Max Payne 2 looks just stellar. The explosions and the weapon effects and the environments are really the star here. The character models do look good, but they're not the most impressive thing you've ever seen as action games go. But on the other hand, just the various explosions, the incredible detail in the environments and the texture maps used on those environments, it's all top-notch. And even though a game like this that's set in the real world understandably has settings that are kind of mundane, you know, you've got your warehouses and your dingy city streets, the game also makes use of some rather surprising and just really artistically done settings that are they're just gorgeous. So this game really has a cinematic flair to it. It's just a pleasure to look at as you're going along. So all in all, the main knock against Max Payne 2 is the same one that was the main knock against the first game. It's short. You'll finish it in a day or two, depending on how much you want when you sit down and play. But there's more that you could do with it after that. There's going to be a mod community to give the game extra life, things like that. But more importantly, the experience of playing the game is not replaceable. The storyline is unique. The action is just spectacular. So as long as you go into it knowing that you're not going to be playing it for weeks, you will get absolutely your money's worth out of Max Payne 2. It delivers easily one of the finest shooting experiences so far this year.